Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely World of Raccoons with me, Vanilla Raccoon. Hey-o, all up in your face, I'm all up in your face. Anywho, you guys, it's been I can't even say it's been a little while. It's been a short while now since the last Let's Play video went up. So, what I've been doing off camera is, I've been doing some landscaping, and ooh, the vines are growing, excellent day. So I've been doing some landscaping off camera, just doing some bone meal action, and then placing water sources around here, and then just planting seeds and letting them grow into the crops that you see here. And then what I've also done is I've started to make this little duck pond, but I'm not entirely sure if I really like the height of it. I may just half slab it entirely around because the stairs and the hole blocks, I think it's a bit too much in height. I don't know. It comes up to our waist ideally. Let's just go ahead and F5 mode this. Yeah, it comes a little over our waist up to our belly button. Actually, fun fact for you. Back in the day, and I mean way back in the day, people would say your waist is from your belly button and down, not from your hip and down. But then what I've also done is I've just gone ahead and gathered some resources, planting the dark oak saplings, bone mealing them, or letting them grow naturally, and then chopping the trees down for the logs, and then also going mining for my andesite, for my cobblestone. I actually needed more cobblestone than I thought I would need to build this right here. Ooh, watermelon. Excellent day. What I actually want to do in this episode is I want to get some building done on camera and sort of walk you guys through my thinking process. At this point now, you may know that I tend to not do a lot of building on camera, and that's because I do a lot of thinking with this part of the process, and being able to sit down, commentate on what it is I'm doing at the same time, and also at the same time do some thinking, it's not my forte. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna finish up gathering some resources, and I'll bring it back when we're ready to get our build on. Ladies and gentlemen, I have started to build something and then became far from even being content with it. So I am now in the process of tearing it all down. I made quite a few attempts at recording me building this structure while explaining my thinking process, and even that did not work out. It was very awkward commentary, shall we say. But the reason why I'm bringing it back right here and now is because I just want to make it really clear that in the event that you have this grand idea as to something you want to build, but it doesn't come out the way you thought it would, or even before you get to finish it, it doesn't seem to be coming out the way you would like it to, that is perfectly okay, because here in the beautiful game of Minecraft, that is a sandbox game, we can go ahead and build whatever our hearts desires, but we can also go through the fun, yet at times tedious, trial and error process of building, so that way we can then learn from our mistakes and then take those mistakes and remember them so we don't have to make them again. But I just wanted to bring it right back to you guys to share that little bit of knowledge, because if you say are like a turtle and you work rather slow, or you have no form of creativity whatsoever, then it's perfectly okay to mess up a build. Just don't let it discourage you from getting your build on in the future. Now that we tore down the ugly structure that you guys will never, ever see, it's time to go ahead and get our build on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start out by placing the stone bricks down, and then we're going to take some stone brick stairs, place them down like this, and then for the corner pieces, we are going to bring it up by 3. Now, I'm going to get to why that is in a moment, but before I do so, I want to point out that we obviously have cobblestone blocks laid down in a surrounding area that we're going to be establishing our farm at, and that is because I generally like to establish a barrier that I'm going to be building within, and that helps me then figure out how I'm going to utilize the space, and it also helps me figure out the size of the builds that are going to be going within them. Now, the reason why sorry about that. The reason why we are going to be using, here they are. The reason why, the reason why we're going to be using going up by 3 is so that we then can place these stairs going upside down facing one another. Let's just go ahead and place these blocks temporarily, and then we can go ahead and place open fence gates facing the vertical pillars, so that way these act as support for the stair blocks that are above them, which are then going to be acting as support for, I need my cobblestone walls, here we go, which will then be acting as support for what we're going to be placing on top. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this surrounding the remaining 2 sides, not every side, because the front obviously is left untouched because that is where we're going to be placing the entrance to this build. And so now that we've pretty much finished that off, I'm going to go ahead and let's just go ahead and place this here and now. Just do something like this, and then we're going to do something like this, and then something like this, something like this, something like this, something like this, and something like this. Actually, you know what? No. We're not going to go. This is getting ahead of ourselves. I mainly, for this portion of the video, would like to show you guys how I go about making these roofs. Because if you are like me, then making roofs in this fashion may not be your forte. And I want to be able to share the knowledge, the fun, and all that jazz. So we're going to need some more stone bricks. Thankfully, I had some cobblestone smelting away in the furnace, and now we can just convert that into stone bricks. There we go. Okay, so let's just place you right here so we can get some easy access going up. So on top of these stairs, we're gonna place another 1x3 dark oak log pillar, and yes, I have more on me. Okay, if there's anything I absolutely dislike when I'm getting my build on, it is having to run all around the place, gathering up the resources that I need. If I can, I'll do my best to just to have it all on my person. And for now, at least, just so we don't have to worry about doing all this random parkour, we're going to go ahead and just fill in this space right here. Now, I think 40 stairs is actually not going to be enough. So I'm going to go ahead. For now, at least, we're just going to go ahead and use what we have. But on the 3rd log going up, we're going to then go ahead and place an upside down stone brick stair and do the same thing on the other pillar closest to it. And that way they're facing one another. And we're just going to go ahead and jeez, trying to avoid all this unneeded derpiness going on here. That's what happens when you take a short while break from recording Let's Plays. Am I right? Am I right? So for these other parts of the roof, we're just going to go ahead and apply the same thing going over. And then let's just go ahead and do this as well. And then we will be adding some minor details on the lower portions of the stone brick stairs, but I don't want to do that yet because I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. So then what we are going to do is we're just going to fill in the corners with dark oak stairs. There we go. And then we're going to do something like this. Okay, yeah. I want to make sure I had it all on the same block level, because sometimes I may forget to do so. Okay, so then on top of these upside down stairs, we are then going to just place the... Oops. Actually, let me go ahead and throw this in my offhand so I don't have to keep scrolling through the hotbar. So then we're going to go ahead. On top of these stone brick stairs that are placed upside down, we're going to place stone brick stairs, and then we're going to go ahead and just do something like this. Yes. Okay. Obviously, this roof is... It strikes some form of resemblance to what we have going on for the signature starter house over yonder, but instead of going stair, block, stair, we're just going to do stair and then stair. And if you don't know what I mean, we have a stair going up, whereas over there it's going stair, block, stair, and then we unite them in the middle with an upside down stair. And let's go ahead, finish this off. Excelente. So now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, and I can understand if some people have the absolute worst luck doing this type of stuff, where actually let's go ahead and throw this in our offhand, where you want to place your stairs upside down. I wish, because whenever I watch a Minecraft Let's Play video and I see people trying to place stairs upside down, and they're horrible at it. They haven't mastered the skill yet. I always think to myself, like, geez, what is a way that I can tell them, or what's a neat little trick that I can tell them to help them place the stair upside down, facing outward from them? But I really can't think of any way to convey it. To me, just placing it as you see right there is something that comes natural to me. So if you struggle with doing that, then all I can say is keep practicing, and eventually you'll get the hang of it. So let's go ahead and do something like this. Okay, and then we're gonna bring our dark oak half slabs out like this, but then they're gonna be on the lower portion of this block space right here for these 5 bits right here. So then you have a plus sign, or if you're looking at it from an angle, I guess you could have the multiplication sign. But that is really going to do it for the roof for the central part of this build. Now let's just go ahead and come down through here. Okay, this is looking good actually. I'm surprised I managed to get all this done in one take. Okay, so for these little pieces right here, we're just gonna, place some dark oak stairs just to cover up these stone bricks that we have there. I like to apply detail in a build mainly to cover up said things like stone bricks or any blocks that I really don't have a care for seeing. Now, okay, we're gonna have to make some more stone brick stairs. So at this point now, and the roof, to me, it looks good. Hold on a second. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, we have just enough here. Okay, so the roof in itself, it's good as it is. But if I know I can continue to work my magic, get my build on, and make something go from looking good to looking great, then I'm going to fiddle around, see if I can actually do so. If I can't actually bring what's in my mind to virtual reality, then I will leave it as it is. So, but what we're gonna do here now is for the last stone brick stair that's placed normally going sideways, we're just gonna take some more stone brick stair, do some action with it, and I think this is the last one. Yes, it is. Okay. Then, we're going to need some more dark oak half slabs for sure. For show, my bad. And then we're going to just place them right here. Now, the reason why I'm not going to use stairs is because I would like to at least see some of these stone brick blocks that we have there. I just don't want to see all of it, if that makes any sense. And I know it's nighttime. I don't like getting my build on during the night, so but we're just for the sake of video purposes. I don't feel like running back and forth in and out of the house, so we're just going to continue to get our build on as we are right now. Don't I have ladders? I wanted to say stairs, like they were an actual thing. I mean, they are, but not like these are right here. So, let's just go ahead, place this right here to help us get in and out. And at this point, oops, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. I guess actually, we could just go ahead and stand right here. Okay. We're gonna do some windows like this. Okay. Can we... Oh, we don't even have to jump. Okay, that's good. That's good. For a moment, I was worried that I was gonna have to jump in order to place it there. Let's just go ahead and add those four into the one that's in our offhand. And reach. Okay. So, right now, again, this is still looking good. And you know what? It's really actually making me get nervous. I'm actually starting to get nervous as I continue to work throughout the night. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay my head to rest. But for the most part, that is like... The build is good. I mean, we could even just leave it as it is. But the finished product that is sitting in my Let's Build world just has one more minor thing to add, and I want to add it here because, well, I don't want to leave any builds untouched. So let's go ahead and then we're gonna do something like this. Okay, oops, nope, not there. 1, 2, 3. Place another one right there, and then bring this down 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, and then 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're gonna need to make some more stairs. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Let's just make 8 more. I think that will be enough. I may be wrong. Most likely am. Don't quote me on that. Yes. Okay, so we're then going to go ahead and do the same thing right here. Yeah. And we are definitely going to need some more of dark oak stairs. I thought I was well prepared for this. Well, for the most part, I guess I was, in a sense, prepared. So let's go ahead, pick up that crafting bench, and then take this. I have these here in my inventory, but we're not going to get to them quite yet. And man, I had a feeling I was gonna like come real close to the end when I would need just a few more. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2, and then 3. We're gonna go 1, 2, and then 3. So we're sort of doing the same design that we have up here for this part of the roof. Down here, oops, you're not supposed to go there. Come on. There we go. All right, and we could just go ahead and actually place this right here to let it blend in with the logs that we have going on here. Now, I'm trying to think for a moment. Oh, can I get that? Thank you very much. I think we could just go ahead and do something like that. And because that's a half slab, we can place chests on top of these stairs right here. Just a little fun fact or help you get your build on. But for the most part, you guys, this is it. This is the build. I'm trying to remember if my finished product in my Let's Build road has this going on. I'm fairly sure it does. So I'm going to leave it here for now. But I think at this point now, what I would like to do is just now sprinkle in some of the cracked stone bricks that we have here. And that is to just add some variation to the build, I'm gonna try and place them where I think it would be the most, where it makes the most sense to do so. So in this corner right here, obviously, with the weight of the build on the bricks. Not saying that the bricks are collapsing or whatever, but it's just, with time, cracks begin to develop where a lot of pressure has been at for a lengthy amount of time. Don't I have dark oak fences? I'm fairly sure I do. Let's just go ahead. I have spruce fences. We could use those, but I don't want to quite yet. Oops, hang on a second. Let's just go ahead. Ooh, my phone is starting to go off. I'm not sure if you can hear the vibrations. I have my fan on, mainly because it's been really warm, like in the low 100s here. I mean, well, that sounds weird to say. It's been like 103 degrees Fahrenheit here. So my room's been getting a little warm. And aside from having the AC on, I also wanted to just have my fan on. So if you can hear the fan, then I'm sorry if it's like really, really loud or whatever. Feel free to let me know in the comment section if you would like for me to sit here, begin to overheat, and record these videos with as little to no background noise as I can. Okay, so at this point now, I think the build is really actually pretty much in itself. It's done. We would just have to then begin working on the inside part. But I mean, again, this is it. It's nothing too extravagant. It's nothing extraordinary. I mean, it's a monument in itself. It's quite the marvel, dare I say, to toot my own horn. But it's yeah, I mean, to me it seems awfully simple to build. I mean, if you were following along this Let's Play and building it, then I'm sure you would have no problem whatsoever. I'm pretty sure you would not even have to go back and rewatch a portion to go, okay, that's what he did there. But I'm pretty happy with this. So at this point now, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to begin to do some landscaping, establish the farm, and I'll bring it back with you guys when we're ready to close this episode. Well, this has to be... this Let's Play video had to take the longest time ever and quite a while to make. I probably worded that very wrong, but I'll get to why I say that in a moment. But what we have here is the upper part of our build for our farmhouse. Now, we do have chests underneath this. Well, we do have chests up here. They are accessible because they are on top of the upside down stair portion of this window, and then also right above them we have a stone brick half slab, which, is how we're able to open and close them, have the access. Now, when it came to the lighting up here, I had a little difficulty with figuring out how I wanted to have that. And I pretty much, when I first came up here, I realized I do not want to have any torches or hall blocks that emit light. So then I thought to myself, well, I mean, we do have end rods. Yeah, that's what they're called. We do have end rods. So what's something new and interesting we can do with them to have lighting? And then I thought, well, we could just have small, skinny pillars, acting as support beams, if you will. The only problem with this idea is we would then have to, if these are going to be pillars, then we would have to carry this this pillar going down to the first floor, which they are presently not at. But to fill in the one block space gap, I decided to take red stained window panes and just place them right here, and I think it adds a nice touch. It definitely has a nice contrast to the... I keep forgetting what this block is called. Oh my days. It has a nice contrast to the polished diorite, which will be behind it at various angles that you look at it from. But it does sort of I don't want to say it blends in with our dark oak logs that we have here, but it definitely, the contrast is not so much. So that's another thing I want to point out. You may notice that these are no longer stone brick blocks, and that is because I replaced them with polished diorite. And I did that for everywhere that we had a stone brick because I'm tired of using stone bricks, and considering this resource pack, the B-Dubs resource pack, has diorite. Yes, has polished diorite looking like a white version of stone bricks. I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and take advantage of, let's utilize this resource, what we have in this resource pack. No sense in just building what we do without actually utilizing the differences that come with the pack. So, this is the farm area, and I know what you're thinking. This is not the best time to show off what we have here because it is getting to be nighttime. So let's go ahead and change that. And I also want to just briefly talk to you guys about what oh yeah, we also have a pig in here. He wandered in at one point, so he is my house guest. So at the beginning of this segment of this LP, I said that this has been the longest I've spent when it comes to creating this Let's Play video, and that is for good reason. Now it is currently summertime. Summertime. And with that being said, well, hold on, let me just rewind a bit before I go any further. So, about this time last week, I was taking a little 3-day vacation from YouTube, and it's not because I was burning myself out. It's not because of anything like that. Mainly, it was just, for the past 20 months, every single day, I've spent working on YouTube videos. And I don't encourage that, actually. I do not encourage the idea of spending every waking moment of every day for 20 months straight working on YouTube videos because it's not healthy. I mean, sure, I went out into the world, but I didn't get to go out into the world and enjoy what it had to offer, if that makes any sense to you guys. Like, it's like going on vacation to, say, Pittsburgh, but you don't actually get to see the sights that Pittsburgh has to offer. Instead, you just go there to spend time with family, and you have to stay with your family. Like, you can't wander around. They're not up for the idea of wandering around the city. So, during my little vacation, I thought to myself, you know what? I am now 23. I am not getting any younger, and I want to go out into the world more often. I would like to go out into the world more often, and I just want to actually go out into the world and don't want to step on my crops. And I just want to enjoy what it has to offer. I want to continue to learn new things because it's like what I tell you every single time I can. Always learn at the least 6 new things a day. Yes. But, so with that being said, I'm not going to lie. I've enjoyed myself going out into the world. But don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted, sister or brother. My passion, my love, my time and energy, I would still like to spend putting into these YouTube videos. But I don't want to force it upon myself. I don't want to have to continue with the mindset of, okay, excuse me, I don't know if you heard that burp. Okay, if I want to be a big YouTuber, like, for example, B000100 in the Minecraft community, or be such an influence in the Minecraft community, such as Keralis is, cough, cough, Keralis got me into playing Minecraft, cough, cough, then I need to work every single day, every single moment to reach that level. No, that's not healthy, and I don't encourage anyone trying to do that. Like, if you watch a big shot YouTuber and you want to be big like them on YouTube for whatever reason, to each their own, live and let live. All I have to say is, go about reaching that goal in a way that is healthy for the mind, the body, essentially, and your soul and your heart, whatever. But so I just want to take my time with recording videos. I mean, like I said, I still would like to make YouTube my lifetime career, making videos. I still love making these videos. I still love learning new editing tricks to share with you guys. I love exploring new content to bring with you guys that I can also enjoy myself. But I just, I'm still trying to find my niche. I'm still trying to find what works for me, if you will. So, after that little speech, shall we call it? Ooh, this is really loud in my ears. Oh, no wonder. It's 100. Good gravy. Okay, so, after that little speech, let's go ahead and now talk about what we have here for the garden. Now, I thought to myself, okay, if this is going to be a garden, we obviously don't want to have anything covering the coming in between the sun and the crops. So that is why this is rather dull and plain, except for that tree. But that tree is not hurting anything. It's all the way over there in the corner. It's not isolated or alone. It just chose to be in the corner. That's our dunce tree. So, so what I basically did was I created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 by 2 plots on each side of this 1 by 7 water source. I was gonna call it a stream, but that's not the correct water term. So what I then did was I carefully planted, like, this is not just randomly placed. This is well thought out. So over here we have 1, 2, 3 wheat. Over on the other side of the water, and then 1, 2 space plot bits over. We then have 4. So that will give us a total of 7 wheats. And then we have right behind it our potatoes. So then because we have 3 right here, we're going to have 4 potatoes planted. And because we have 4 wheat seeds planted here, we then have 3 potatoes. And then adjacent to the wheat, we have our carrots growing. So because this is 3, that should actually not... that should not be like that. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then we're going to have 1, 2... Oh, boy. Yeah, see, this is right here. I don't know what happened over there. Huh. Okay, I'm going to have to go ahead and get some seed. Well, 1 more seed. Here we go. And yeah, so this is basically this is how I'm going to go about growing my crops. I mean, in a sense, this is sort of, I don't want to say OCD-like, but it definitely is something along those lines where it's very nitpicky about it. That's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm very nitpicky with how my crops are going to grow, but... Hey, to each their own. Now, let's talk about the little grass pieces that we have right here. Considering the fact that I'm really trying to get my skills up in the means of landscaping in Minecraft, I kind of wanted to establish some hills in this area, but nothing too tall where it would be blocking, again, the sun's light from hitting our crops, because we do want these crops to grow at an efficient rate, but nothing too efficient where we can't keep up with them growing. And I think at least for now, these little hills are going to stay. I kind of like them. I'm not in love with them being around, but I definitely did not want to have a solid flat land over here for our garden area. I wanted, because we are building all of this on top of a big hill, I mean, this is a hill after all that we started to build on, so I wanted to at least show that the land is going from being, like, pretend this is our little hill that we're building on. I wanted to show that the land is going to be going downwards in a sense. Let's just see if we can get a side view so I can actually show you what I'm trying to say instead of just explain it. So if you look, you can sort of see how it's, oops, sorry, grass. You can see it's flat and then it begins to descend. But with those hills there, I'm not sure, again, I'm not sure if I like it. I don't know though. Maybe it's because this is such a three-dimensional blocky game that it hides the illusion that this is going downwards at an angle. It's sloping down. So lastly, this is a little custom tree that I had designed in my Let's Build world. I've had this design. I must have made this design a while ago because it does look rather. It doesn't look a whole round, if you will. It doesn't look all puffy that a tree would look in Minecraft, at least. But it sort of does at the same time, and I do love it. I love how this looks. It's small. It's compact. I mean, again, it does have some curves. It does have some round poofiness to it that gives it that tree look. I mean, maybe if you were to grow a one of those large oak trees and you begin to shave off the leaves, you can get something that looks like this, a little leaf ball, so to speak, from it. And then we have it over here as well. Now, this is going to lead into another little project that we can have for our fantasy-themed village. This was not all here. Like right where this block is at, it just went straight down. So what I decided to do was I decided to fill up the space with a ton of dirt because I had more dirt than I knew what to do with on my hands. So I just filled this all up, let it convert itself into grass, and then I decided to bring a little pathway that will come down through here. And now we have another open space that we can do some work at. I was thinking of having some water flow, maybe from about, where did I want to do it? Maybe from about right here, I would have a little, another duck pond, and then have a little water stream go down, and then create a small little waterfall right here. I'm not entirely sure if I would do that, but feel free to let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to establish some small houses here. Maybe the houses that we had constructed over at the Nat Gen village. We'll probably establish them over here. And that they're going to be small, and that's because I want this part of the village to be the outskirts, borderline suburbs. Like, as we take this trail and we walk by the garden and we walk by my signature house, we're going to make our way more into town, so to speak. And I do plan on having all the gargantuan sized builds more further out that way, because we're going to need obviously more space to create them in. And this, at least Pamela's Arboretum, is the biggest build that we have in the village as of now. Ooh, hello, fool. But unfortunately, you guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. If you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a blast with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share it with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanilla Raccoon. Peace out.